CBS presents this program in color.
What's My Line? Brought to you by Suppose Stockings, the one and only for sheer fashion support. Remember, it has to say suppose to be supposed. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage, screen, and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now a young man who is one of the stars of a play that is opening this week on Broadway called The Apple Tree. I understand he plays the devil, the most enticing fellow around, Mr. Larry Blyden.
Thank you. And on my left, the witty and glamorous syndicated columnist who is gorgeous in gold or any other color, Miss Susie Knickerbocker.
And next, that man that's been buzzing all around the country, lecturing, and here at home publishing his fool head off, Bennett Cerf.
And here's a man who's made a fabulous career in television by simply saying in 50 words what you and I would say in 2 or 3. John Charles Daly.
Susie and Larry Blyden, it's nice to have you with us. Nice if I could say as much about Bennett, but I'm having a little trouble. We have some very interesting occupations tonight. I'm having a little trouble with the clock here. Don't mind me. I'll get it straightened out in a second, and then all will be well. There. Now she works fine. The clock is very necessary because otherwise I can't time Bennett when he's using those 3 words that don't say very much. But he usually, I must say, does get pretty close to the occupations that we present, except tonight I think he's going to have some trouble. And we'll also have a famous mystery guest before the panel a little bit later in the program. But right now, let's meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Marie France Gervais. Is that right? Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Miss.
Miss Gervais. And where are you from?
Paris, France.
From Paris, France.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I warned the panel we were playing some tricks tonight, so I think this is a good way to start things. Miss Gervais, may I present the panel? And now, if you'll join me over here, please, ma'am. We will let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, we will tell you, panel, that Miss Gervais is salaried and deals in a service, and we'll begin things with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Gervais, just to polish off 2 obvious fields, have you anything to do with either the field of fashion or the field of entertainment?
No.
1 down and 9 to go. Arlene?
Miss Gervais, is your service one that I could use?
Certainly.
Would I come to you if I wanted this service?
Yes.
Would you in any way instruct me?
In a way, yes.
Would you ever touch me?
No.
2 down
sorry
and
to hear
8 to
that.
go. Larry Blyden.
Is your service in any way connected with a governmental function?
No.
3 down and 7 to go. Susie Knickerbocker.
We established that we would come to you, or I could come to you, Arlene could come to you for this service.
Definitely.
But you do not touch. You would not touch me if I came to you for the service.
Yeah, that's been determined that you would not.
Would you talk to me?
Yes.
Would I learn from you?
I hope so.
Then you would teach me how to do something.
Yes.
Would this something that you taught me be something mental?
Yes. Not entirely.
It would, let's say that its principal application would have to do with the processes of thought. It would be a counseling, that it would necessarily teach you something specifically, would depend pretty much on what degree of retentativeness you wanted to have about the particular kind of information you were getting. But,
See?
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
Susan?
yes, I see. Well, your accent is so very good. Do you perhaps teach a language?
No.
4 down and 6 to go. Bennett serve.
Miss Gervais, do you work for a profit-making organization?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question.
Do you work for a profit-making organization?
You do.
Yes.
I mean, you're not making much profit.
Well, I think probably this was the trouble. I don't think Miss Gervais is necessarily aware of the profit and loss sheet of the, but she, by our terms of reference, she definitely works for a profit-making organization.
Miss Gervais, in the course of your teaching the people for whom you're performing a service, do you do anything physical?
No.
Nope, and that's 5 down and 5 to go. I would like to note again that while I said there was an element certainly of information here which could be accepted as teaching, it would depend on the degree of retentativeness which you yourself decided to have at the time that the information was imparted. So don't be misled.
Miss Gervais, do you have anything to do with figures, numerical figures, not shapes?
No.
That makes it 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Blyden.
Is it safe to assume that this function that you perform can be performed for French people as well as people who are tourists?
Yes.
Is it, in fact, performed for both equally?
Equally.
Yes.
Very good word, that equally. That makes it 7 down and 3 to go, Miss
It's unequal
Knickerbocker.
decision.
Then is it perhaps performed more for tourists visiting America?
No.
That makes it 8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Miss Gervais, have you got anything to do with either food or drink?
No.
9.
Specifically.
No. 9 down and 1 to go, Arlene Francis.
If you worked in a restaurant.
Miss Gervais, if I were traveling in France, would I contact you in order to find places to tour or see?
No.
That is 10 down, and I believe there are no more to go. That's too bad. I told you we'd be up to tricks tonight. This is going to be hard for you to believe, but Miss Gervais is a lawyer. Miss Gervais is a lawyer who took her degree at the University of Paris and is so good at law that she's presently here and expects to be in New York for a year, where she gives counsel on French law as it applies to the international part of the firm with which she is presently engaged. And I must say that I've never seen the law look so good. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
We had a very beautiful French lady lawyer on years ago, Micheline. I
We were
think.
just talking
Right,
about that,
yeah.
Micheline Lerner.
She did very well for herself.
Now, yeah, I hope this will inspire a lot of our young ladies to go to law, because I think it's a great career for the distaff side. You know, women very often...
Inspire a lot of young men to go into law.
It would inspire a lot of young men, and then we'd have enough lawyers. But I think it's a great career for a woman, because while there are complaints about prejudice against women in most careers, literally the law is one where if you have the abilities, you almost inevitably will reach your goals, and it's a great career for you.
She's almost pretty enough to be against the law.
I think that's true. Well, we'll have another contestant for you in just a moment after this word. And now, let's meet our second contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Jerry Hauk. Is that right, sir? All right. Mr. Hauk, where are you from?
Pierce, South Dakota.
Here, South Dakota.
Yes.
Capital, right?
Yes.
Hey, I remembered that all the way from high school. One of the tough ones to remember, too, if I may say so. Mr. Hauk, may I introduce our panel? Now, will you join me over here, sir, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. We'll get these all back where they belong, and I will tell you that Mr. Hauk is self-employed and deals in a product, and let's begin things with Arlene Francis.
Mr. Hauk, is it a useful product?
I think so.
Is it a product that I might own?
Yes.
Well, now let me say, I take it you asked that question in the context that there would be a possibility that you individually might own this product. Is that
Why
right?
not?
Huh?
Why not?
Okay, that's 1 down and 9 to go.
I
That's
couldn't
what I thought
possibly
you-
own it?
I don't think so, no.
You ought to see some of the things I have around the house.
No, I would be glad to give you a yes, but if we gave you a yes, it would really
All right, John.
pull you way off
Yes,
the road,
John.
Arlene. Okay, that's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Blyden.
Does this product tend to be used by men more than women?
I wouldn't say so.
No, I don't think we could say that, too, no. I think it could be, Larry, but it would be a matter of a research which is not available. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Knickerbocker.
The size of this product, is it as big as the desk where you're sitting?
Yes.
Does it have any movable parts?
Yes.
I wish I knew what I were talking about. I really do. Is it part metal?
No.
That makes it 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Hauk, has your product ever been or is it now alive?
Yes.
Is it alive at the time you were dealing with it?
Yes.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
Is it a four-legged animal?
Yes.
Is it an animal that might sometimes be domesticated?
No.
No?
Yeah, I would think, if with your permission, we would agree that in reference factors which would be identical or similar, we would describe it as domesticated, yes.
Would this animal sometimes be found in a zoo as well as being domesticated occasionally?
Yes.
Is it any member of the bear family?
No.
I can hardly bear this. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
I was on the trail or something.
Is it an animal whose fur is sometimes used by ladies?
Yes.
Is it, you say it's larger than the desk. Is it a animal that is found in the jungle?
No.
No jungles. 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Blythe.
Is this animal in the cattle family?
Yes.
Is this animal connected in any way with the history of this country?
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with buffalo or bison?
Yes.
Are you buffalo herder?
I got to throw these all over. That's very good. In fact, you're all to be congratulated. We thought this would stand you in your heads. So that you're not buffaloed any longer, Mr. Hauk raises buffalo. They own the largest private buffalo herd in the United States, 1,200 head, under Triple U Enterprises with his brother and his dad, and they raise it for meat, as you do with steers, you know.
Really?
I'm misled. Is there a buffalo fur? A coat
Oh,
of
yes.
buffalo?
Yeah, when I was out on the plains as a boy with Bennett, we used to go out and get the buffalo, and I'd eat the
Buffalo
meat.
hide, but I didn't know it was ever called a fur.
Oh, well, it's fur. Yeah, buffalo. Don't you remember the old buffalo hunters that always had the coats with
But
the...
they're like suede, aren't they?
Oh, no, they'd have it with the
really, with the hair and all?
the hair on, and you'd wear the whole business. Understand they didn't cure them very well, and they were left alone pretty much, but they wore them. Is that not right, sir? Yes. That is right. Thank you very much. We didn't stick them, but we gave them a little trouble anyway. Nice to see you. We'll have another contestant for you in just a moment after this word. And now the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which, as you all know, the panel is blindfolded. Blindfolds in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, a different form of questioning this time. One question in turn, moving clockwise. And we will begin things with Susie Knickerbocker.
Are you a part of the entertainment industry?
Yes. Mr. Cerf?
Do you sometimes appear on other pages as well as the entertainment pages? Has your name appeared in other pages as well as entertainment pages in recent months?
Yes. Arlene?
Would the other pages be sport pages?
No. One down and 9 to go, Mr. Blyden.
Do you appear in films mostly?
Yes. Miss Knickerbocker?
I'm going to guess.
Mm-hmm.
George Hamilton?
Yeah, well, I figured when Bennett asked the question that we probably weren't getting away with anything because you're beginning to film the Jack of Diamonds
That's right.
right here in New York.
It was a good chance to start my accents. I play about five or six different accents in the picture, and you had to guess it.
Yes,
All
I
right.
did.
Well, now, let's have some of the accents.
Well, I play a Frenchman part of the time, and an Italian, and a German, an Englishman. So.
Well, give us the Germanischer job now.
Well, I have the accent like this. I speak like this. I am the jewel thief. I'm working here.
George Hamilton.
You see?
Well, I tell you, George,
It doesn't seem to fool them, though.
let's
you know?
try French.
Well, French, I started out with perhaps a little, how do you say, French, working, but Susie Knickerbocker, Eileen Mellet.
Eh, wonderful. Say Susie Knickerbocker in Italian.
Susie Knickerbocker.
Well, I must say I'm not trying to paint any lilies, but we have been working, you know, with might and main, principally, I must add, inspired by the mayoralty of the city, to draw some more of the production of the movies to New York.
Well,
And it is growing, isn't it?
It is growing. This is the first, I believe, German production that will be filmed here and Paris and in Germany. And I think it'll be an interesting idea for the Europeans to make some of the films over here rather than we always having to go over there to make the film. So we start pretty soon.
Is it fair to ask you, since you're shooting here and in France and in Germany, what percentage of the picture is associated with each locale? Is it pretty much divided up?
Actually, I think the jewel thief makes his robberies in all three places. But actually, being a German picture, we spent 2 months in Munich. So we film it there.
That's tough.
George, would I be out of order if I asked you if I could hear your Texan accent?
I tell you what, if I could go and spend a couple of months in Munich, I'd learn to talk Texas or anything else you wanted. That's a wonderful country. And thanks for using New York, and we hope you have a lot of fun and a very successful
Proud
picture.
to see you. Proud to meet you.
Glad to have you all here with us, sir. Considering the tricks we've pulled, you've done rather well so far tonight, panel, and we'll have another contestant after this word. And now a final contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Richard Choi. Right, sir? Right. Mr. Choi, where are you from?
Seoul, Korea.
From Korea.
Yes.
And are you working there now, or are you living in the United States?
Living here.
You're living here in the United States now. Well, it's nice to have you with us. Mr. Choi, may I present the panel? Will you join me over here, sir? And we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Mr. Choi is self-employed and deals in a product. And let's begin the festivities with Larry Blythe.
Mr. Choi, is this product useful rather than a luxury item?
No.
No, that's one down and 9 to go. Miss Knickerbocker.
Can women use this luxury item?
Yes.
Is it a luxury item that's found in the house?
Yes.
Is it found in one particular section of the house more than another?
No.
I wouldn't say so. I don't think that we could isolate it to the point that we could say you'd find it in one section of the house to the exclusion of any other section of the house. If you don't mind, Susie, I'll give you a no. 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mr. Choi, since John Daly didn't say so, I'll say it's a joy to have you on the program with us.
And now we all understand why John Daly didn't say it, too.
Mr. Choi, is the product with which you're connected ever worn as either adornment or clothing of some sort?
Yes.
Would it be very valuable?
Give us a determination of value, Bennett.
Well, might this be in the jewelry or pearl neighborhood?
No, it's not in pearls, jewels or pearls. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Mr. Choi, when one wears this, is it seen?
Yes.
Is it seen above the waist?
Yes.
Is it seen in the neighborhood of the neck?
Yes.
How big a neighborhood does your neck have?
Depends on how big a neck you have. Great neck or little neck.
But, I mean, we would need to know, when you say neighborhood, would you give us some idea of what you have in
The
mind?
shoulders.
Just in the shoulders. That's the neighborhood
No, I
of the
mean,
neck.
would it be seen around the shoulders?
Thank you very
It
much.
would
That's
not
4 down and 6 to go, Larry Blythe.
Is this, in fact, an article of clothing?
No.
That's 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Knickerbocker.
Is this product worn on the head?
You mean up here?
Up here?
Up here, goodbye. That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Sir.
Well, now, it is worn above the neck, though, is it not, Mr. Choi?
Yes.
Then it's worn somewhere around the face.
Yes.
Is it worn above the mouth?
Yes.
Is it worn above the nose?
Yes.
Is it worn above the eye, around the eyes or above the eyes?
Yes.
Well, that leaves the eyes and the forehead, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
Is it somewhere around the eyes?
Yes.
Ah. And does it help the eyesight of the person who is wearing it?
Dum-de-dum-dum. 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Francis.
But it is definitely in the area of the eyes.
Rather.
That's been decided. Now, is it all right if I rule out false eyelashes?
No, it's not all right. Mr. Choi is the manufacturer of Richard lashes. Makes only eyelashes, and he makes them in colors, which is something to think about. And they're made in Korea. He has a plant at home in which 200 people are employed, and this is great because it helps the economy and helps our ladies over here look handsomer. Thank you very much, Mr. Choi. Nice to have you. And so, once again, Susie, it's wonderful to have had you with us, and
Thank
Larry,
you,
too.
John.
Hope you had some fun. I told you it was going to be tough tonight.
Wonderful.
And good night, Miss Eileen Francis.
Thank you. Good night, Larry, and very good luck Tuesday night.
Thank you very much. Good night, Susie.
Good night, Larry, dear. Good night, Bennett.
Always like to have you on the show, Susie.
Thank you.
And you too, you choice fellow. Good night, John.
choice fellow, really. 2 off 1 is not fair, Bennett. It's not fair. We don't have a chance to recover that way. But it's been nice having all of you here, and nice to have all of you with us. Thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line is a CBS Television Network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Todman. This is Johnny Olson speaking. Miss Frances Gown is from Von Witt Keller. Tonight's program was pre-recorded. What's My Line was brought to you by big, strong Glad food storage bags for 1,001 home uses from Union Carbide.